Yo, I really wanted to go 365 consecutive days with the garage as the background and whatever the fuck, but we're at the CrossFit Games. I don't have videos ready. I have to make it. This was kind of a freaking mess because I had to update the stupid laptop. The camera is a piece of shit. Had to download Final Cut so that I could make the video the way that I wanted to make the video. I'm sitting on the bed, the garage is in the background, but we're going to do it with whatever the hell we have to do this with. First of all, it's been super cool to kind of see everybody as I'm floating around. Everyone says that they're ready to wear the NoRep shirts on Friday, which is very cool. I'm looking forward to it. I totally didn't expect anyone to come up to me and be outwardly aggressive and be like, you're a piece of shit, you're the worst thing ever, you're a fake motherfucker, and I haven't gotten any of that, but there was an individual that I approached yesterday, and while the individual that I approached was kind of nice, the people surrounding that person seemed like they wanted nothing to fucking do with me. So I think that people are just afraid, speak their minds in person, but I have seen people who like to speak their minds on the internet, and that makes them people that we don't give a fucking shit about. But everyone else, super freaking nice, and it's been very cool to see a lot of the people who are nice. If you aren't nice, I would like to see you guys too. Come up to me and tell me that I'm a piece of shit. Maybe punch me straight in the face. That'd be cool. I'll be walking around today wearing this guy, the GW501516 shirt. It's freaking awesome. It's like a cool camo. Looking forward to meeting more of you guys this weekend. And the thing that everybody wants me to talk about, and I've been waiting to talk about, is that freaking bike event. I was watching it as I was driving down, and my initial off-the-cuff reaction is that fucking sucks for Spencer and Lazar, who were the ones to have finished in first place. Because could you freaking imagine? It's the first event of the CrossFit Games. You think that you've won. Everyone around you knows that you probably didn't win because you aren't Yonakoski and you aren't Ricky Garrar and you weren't in the lead the entire time. And then you finish and you're sitting there, and then you got to wait for the actual winners to finish the event. You got to wait for minutes on end. But I have the press release from CrossFit, and it says, in Bike to Work, athletes are responsible for completing the required number of laps for the event. Athletes are responsible for completing the required number of laps in the event. When you read that, it doesn't matter what the freaking briefing says, because it means that they were the ones who were supposed to keep track of their number of repetitions, which was just 5. I was saying on the Savan podcast, it's 5. Count to freaking 5.
Hi, kids. Let's all count from 1 to 20.
Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's something that when you're in an affiliate, everybody kind of harps on a little bit, and maybe someone gives you a hard time, but when it comes to the competition and you're at the CrossFit Games, you figure it the fuck out and you learn how to count to 5. So because these athletes couldn't count to 5, I'm going to go with the decision that was the exact same thing I said that should have been done to Danny Spiegel's workouts in the quarterfinals, and they should be invalidated. They should have been kicked out of the competition. You see, Sung Young Choi did an extra lap. When you do an extra lap, they gave you that work back. That would have been better, in my opinion, than doing one lesser lap and then they need to figure out where you finished. Now, when you look at the leaderboard, you're going to see that Spencer Panchik in that workout ended up finishing in 5th, which is really freaking good, finishing in 5th. You don't know if that would have been possible if he would have actually done the amount of work. Lazar finishes in 10th place, and that's also really good. And from what I understand, they were giving them 5-minute penalties. The live stream is down. That's a freaking issue. So not only is this all messed up, but the live stream is down. I heard that it came down during event number 4, and I don't know why. Apparently, they're trying to get the stream back up on YouTube. But it's really hard to do or even comprehend what the fuck is going on when they don't have everything kind of coming out the way that it should. The freaking stream is down. I was reading my media agreement, and what I did is I actually recorded Colton Merton's entire event number 4. So Colton, if you want that, I'll find it, I'll airdrop it to you, because I felt like you were going to win it. You won your heat, and I believe you took 3rd overall, but I can't upload that whole video or this thing's coming off my wrist. And like I said, I got to play nice, so I don't want to get kicked out of the event before the event even really starts. But as far as the bike goes, Spencer, Lazar, and anybody who did one less and they can actually prove that they did one less lap, I believe that they should have been taken out of the competition because they didn't complete the work. It's just like if you were to do a whole bunch of no repetitions and it's like beyond what you would fathomly think a major penalty is and the entire workout is fucked up. They didn't get to where they had to get, so they should no longer be able to compete. It sucks that it's the first event of the weekend, and it sucks that there weren't things in place that the CrossFit Games could have done to have made it make sense. But in my head, and I think I saw this somewhere, an odometer would have been perfect. On my watch, I work with a client, and every once in a while we have this sled thing where we'll just pull the sled, and we'll do it for upwards of a half hour at a time. And what I do is I set the watch up to do an outdoor walk. And when you set it up to do an outdoor walk, it just tracks however the fuck far you went. So at the end of the walk, it's like, oh, we pulled the sled for 2 freaking miles. And how do I know? Because the freaking Apple Watch is tracking the distance that we walked. Now, how hard would it have been for them to implement something like that? And I don't even know. Maybe they can get a freaking sponsorship from Apple, and they'll outfit them all with watches, and it would have just been a fallback thing. So they walk over to Spencer and Lazar at the end of the event, and they see that, oh, you didn't go freaking 5 miles, you went 4 miles, and it's like, you're out of the competition. It's that easy. And you know what would have been even easier? If you were those 2 individuals, as you're bike riding, you just like glance down to your wrist, and you're like, okay, I got 1 more lap left. That would have been way too freaking easy. You're on a rower, and you're rowing a 5K. You don't just get off at 4K. You go all the way to 5K. Make it easier on the athletes. Don't make it harder on the athletes. And now they're throwing them under the bus on the Twitter page, saying that athletes are responsible for completing the required number of laps in the event. The other thing that happened was Tim Paulson was sent back, and of course you have to listen to the judge. And what I mean he was sent back, he was doing the event where you are doing the pegboards and the single leg pistols and the double unders, and he crosses over, he traverses the handstand walk event. You can see that his hands clearly get over the line. You got this footage from his Instagram, which I think was taken from somewhere in the crowd, it looks like. Conveniently enough, the live stream apparently cut out right as he was about to cross the line, so that wasn't set. But in this footage, you can see that he clearly crossed the line and was sent back. It's an event that he should have done rather well in, and then doesn't do as well as he should have done because he was given a bad call. Yes, it looks like it was a bad call. Other things that were happening. Apparently, the photographers do not think that I'm real media. Are you real media?
I am. You are not.
And I am not. No. One end is not.
How about him?
Sousa? I don't know. Yeah, sure. All right, let's say no to me.
If you want to get into the CrossFit Games, the tickets are no cheaper than $400 and upwards of $1,200 freaking dollars to get in there. Noah Olson does not have the upper body strength to do 2 consecutive legless pegboard ascents.
Time in these single leg squats. Here comes Matthew and Koski. We are almost at the halfway marker, and these athletes setting a blistering time, threatening Patrick Velma's time of 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
90 seconds to go, and a minute and a half remains.
Justin Medeiros looking strong as he holds on to that balance, but it is Ricky.
A CrossFit Games athlete walked up to me and asked to take a picture, and I go, no, I would like to take a picture with you, you freaking idiot. You're the one who's competing at the CrossFit Games, and the athlete's name is Keelan Henry. He's super cool. And then watched him go and take on the Elizabeth workout. And the worst thing, I'm not saying it's bad, but one of the weirdest things is that I'm sitting here at this computer in the hotel room. Alexis is over there listening to me scream at this freaking computer. I'm out of my element, and I don't have quite as much working for me as I would as if I were sitting at the computer grabbing information for everybody. So I kind of understand why Sevon isn't here, because it's hard to dip your finger into every single bucket and then put it all together into the video. So I'm trying to do the best that I can. Couple of interesting things at the back end of this video. It's like, oh, here's some stuff with Colton Mertens, so I can't show anything longer than 30 seconds or they're going to yoink my media credentials. Here's the Noah Olson thing. Here's the background. Here's a picture of the barbells, which are going to be used for today, which we're sitting out. And you know that Rogue likes to put out the 2022 games equipment, and all of that stuff's going to be having been soaking wet. Is it going to affect the athlete's performance? Probably not, but when you get it shipped to you from Rogue, maybe it's a little bit rusted. Why is this rusted? It's like, well, it rained on the first day of the CrossFit Games, and they leave all this shit outside. Just a whole bunch of that random stuff that you probably don't hear very much of.
And I was able to grab a video of Taylor Self working the equipment floor, which is a surprise to me because he said he wasn't going to be able to be here.
I'll try to grab more of that crap, and I'm going to see how I can do editing this thing. Andrew Hiller, out.